Peter Beagrie sacked by Sky Sports over assault conviction. The former Everton and Manchester City player was devastated after he was convicted of attacking Zara Blake by Skipton magistrates on Tuesday. In a statement, Beagrie, 51, said, "I am innocent, something I have maintained from the outset. That is why the verdict was so devastating. I will be appealing." In his statement, he said he was still with his partner, adding, "This has been an upsetting and traumatic time for us and we both feel there is no other alternative but to appeal." Sky Sports sacked the football pundit following his conviction. The court heard he punched his partner while angry and drunk in Harrogate, North Yorkshire, in April. He was sentenced to a 12-month community order and 15 days rehabilitation. Sacked football pundit Peter Beagrie has said he will appeal against his conviction for assaulting his partner.